we need to increase women representation at the board level. This is a given. Now, the way to do it is complicated. We need to transform companies, to make companies more inclusive for women, so they can stay, they can grow in the company, they can take executive jobs, and naturally be promoted at the board level.
And we also talk about the quotas and the controversial topic about quotas and should we have quotas or not. And clearly all agree that it will force the situation of getting more people on board and getting more senior women on board. So fantastic.
You hear from the CEOs themselves who say that they are looking for the women. So one of the solutions is that women have to make their talents visible. Something that women have to do. They must learn how to market themselves.
As I mentioned during the session, I think we have to really take a long-term strategic perspective and really build a career roadmap to accelerate and give more visibility to those women who are today aspiring to becoming board members. We will definitely continue to fight to get women where they have to be.
So we left there today with 4 key action items and objectives. One is really personally think about how we are raising our own visibilities within our companies, but more importantly, outside of our companies. Because right now, there's a growing trend where international countries, or countries outside of your own home country, are hiring women to be on boards and recruiting them to be their international board member. The third point was, it's really time for us to think about how do we educate men. Oftentimes we talk about working on women and preparing women. It's equally as important to work on men and prepare men to make this progress happen much more rapidly. So the final point, look at advisory boards as maybe your first entree. And advisory boards as an entree could be a good stepping stone to getting to that top board seat.
Making sure that you invest in yourself, that you have experience in a profit and loss situation, that you take opportunities to be the leader, not always the supporter of a particular project. Use the power of the politics of the network of your business. All these things are so important. There's lots of things that you can do as a woman to advance your career and not wait for things to happen to you.
I came to EPWN to talk about my new book, Willful Blindness, which looks at why we can't solve the biggest problems that we face. And of course, one of the biggest problems we face is why aren't women making more progress? And what's fantastic is to be in a room of women who are prepared to ask hard questions and dig very deep to find the answers. And really the argument about diversity, which I think we need to put out loud and clear, is it isn't just that diversity is nice, it makes companies safer and stronger.
How to support careers, women careers, that are more international, cross-culture, leading virtual teams. So how to support this type of careers. So that is what we have in mind for the future. So we have more questions than answers.
The other side.
We had a fantastic conversation with Mr. Landau around a number of topics. How to drive change in an organization and actually promote women to the top. You need, like in any other business problem, a plan, and you need to put some resources behind it. He went to other countries, he actually saw how more balanced cultures worked and integrated women in the workplace better. So those two very important themes.
I think it's super interesting what he does, but I do think in his position with his company, he needs to start influencing other CEOs.
start with Anna Bouvereau. She was talking a lot about her experience landing her first board role, and she's actually what she described is a lot like as if it's almost a normal job. You have to understand what you're going for, you have to understand what people are looking for, and you have to get your CV in order so that it really matches them.
I will tell that, for example, it's very important, as Eva said, to focus and to picture where you want to go and to really go for it. And on the other side, I will say that Belén mentioned that for her it was very important that she had a partner that will go with her through all this journey, and that she really felt that she had that support, and with that support she could really focus in her career development. So I think those 2 points are very important.
Actually, I just made a big change in my professional life. I just moved to Paris, to the headquarters of my company. It was great to hear about them, to hear about their professional lives and also personal life.
Alcatel-Lucent are convinced that diversity and concretely gender diversity is something necessary in our days, society and market. Okay, you can help a lot to the development of leadership of our women, reinforcing their networking, not only internally, but also externally with women of other companies and sectors, giving possibilities of training, mentoring, coaching, and so on. Okay, so this is very, very valuable for us.
After our experience in EPWN, the employers, they started building internal networks in Sodexo. So now we have networks in 6 countries in Europe. It's possible for them really to have a larger network outside Sodexo, to know people from other companies that has the same problem as them, and then share best practice. They want to grow and they get more confidence on themselves, and they're telling us how to change the company.
We want to change some things related to the condition of a women's professional, because you know our company, the main activity was construction and facility management, and maybe we have a male culture, and we want in the last 5 years we want to change that, and this is a very good opportunity to do it, because we can see different women with very successful professional careers, and it's a reference for us.
Most of us are convinced that we have to progress in terms of incentivizing diversity and gender diversity. We do this because it's practical it's good for the business. We will have a much better representation of the community of consumers, of the community of users, of the community of customers, and therefore we will tune much better with their needs. No? That's a simple, big advantage and a big reason for doing it.
We're not just an organization about women who are becoming managers, but because the economic situation is changing, there are more and more women entrepreneurs all over Europe. So it's important to show that we're here, we're helping them.
We are looking forward to seeing all the participants of this wonderful Pan-European event in the next edition of this event, and of course to have the participation of more corporate partners and more sponsors that can help to increase the support to working women and to give them more visibility.
Ladies, incredible. After 5 years of building this organization, we have been able to attract 200 plus participants, more than 10 partners, more than 15 speakers and participants from 14 different countries, generating tons of interest on Twitter. I'm thrilled. What about you?
Well, one thing I think is fantastic is this is a network, it's about networking, and I have just personally been seeing 3 different situations where people are now able to connect doing businesses between networks, and you know, that's why we're here, so that's fantastic.
Let's do it again soon.